He's a guest.
And we are live. Welcome to the, this is the second or third day of fall? I guess it's the second day of fall, right?
The first one was Tuesday.
Yes, it's Thursday.
Yeah.
So, yes.
The engineer can do math, y'all.
It starts really early, doesn't it?
I just want to note that shot did not come from me. It was fired across your mouth from someone else.
Yeah. Hey, Facebook's telling us we have to go live for an event.
Do we? What? Is there something going on?
I don't know. Hey, welcome our first viewer.
Hello. Hello.
They think it was you.
All right. Don't mind me while I attend to the list and things.
Welcome everyone who's joining us. Welcome to the September version of Lord Fafnir and Spawn's
Look, new
live stream. New commenters. I say, should we take bets of when our first troll came in tonight? Honestly, I think we should turn into a little bit of like a thing there, saying that the closest person who could say, "Hey, like 35 minutes in, closest to that, they'll win their prize, like a free reading or something like that." Maybe we should try that next time. I don't know. Just a little fun little game here. So welcome everybody. For those of you who are not familiar with us, we are Lord Fafnir and Spawn. Or is it Lord Fafnir and Spawn? No, it doesn't work that way, does it? And we are here to do. Yeah, I'm in a mood tonight.
You're way too gray to be my Spawn.
That's for sure. So we are here to do some psychic readings. And how we're going to do this,
because I see there are a lot of new people in the comments tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us. So we're going to give you the introductory spiel.
Exactly. So how we do this, we have each one of us has our tarot decks, and we also have some oracle decks in the background. When it is your turn for a reading, you get a 3-card reading of your choice. You can basically ask which deck you'd like to ask for, which one of us readers you'd like to have be the premier, or if you want both of us. You can ask a question, or you don't have to. Just say, I just want a general reading. Because this is a live stream, and obviously not here in person, because normally when we do these in person, we have people shuffle our cards for us so they can put their own energy in there. But obviously we can't do that here. So we ask that you give us a number between 1 to 78 if you're using the tarot deck anyway, because tarot has 78 cards. So when it's your turn, ask your question or not. Say which deck you'd like to have or which person you'd like to have, and your number. And we are going to be doing 10 readings tonight. We have quite a few people who actually have pre-signed up, but there's always some spots for people who are just watching us and would like to have a reading, because people who sign up, we haven't. I mean,
hang on.
What's up?
We're getting an echo. Apparently, we're getting.
Someone says there's an echo.
Multiple people. 1 second, y'all.
We will check technical issues here. Yes, it's Sound Guy's fault. This is what we hired him for crying out loud.
And we did a sound check.
Yeah, we did a sound check beforehand.
Are your laptop microphones turned off?
Mine is.
Yep.
Yeah. What are you hearing an echo, Mr. Sound Guy?
Mr. Sound Guy.
Oh my God, I was going to do that too. Mr. Sound Guy, hear me an echo.
Oh. Test it now. How are we doing now?
Speak again.
Speak.
I think we're good.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
All those who are watching us, has the echo disappeared? Please let us know.
So sorry. Fun technical things.
Yes, Michelle, it was Sound Guy's fault.
It was Sound Guy's
Wow.
Well, is it that he's just lousy, or we just don't pay him enough? Which is it?
fault. Okay. So everybody is saying.
So now we go echo. So let's say that again. Okay, that's.
Stop that immediately. All right, let's try this again.
Okay, so one more time for when it is your time for a reading. We are doing tarot and or oracle readings, your choice. We get three. You get three cards. You could ask a question or not, is your choice. So when it is your turn, ask for which deck you would like to have, and we'll talk about our decks in a minute here. Ask for which one of us you'd like to have as be the primary reader. And by the way, if you want either of us or both of us, we take no offense of what you guys pick. You don't have to have a question. So if you just want a general reading, let us know. And if you're using tarot, we ask you to give us a number, because if you were here live, we would have you shuffle our cards. But since you're not, we want you to put some energy in there. And since tarot have 78 cards in the deck, we want you to give us a number between 1 to 78. Whatever number you pick becomes the new top number. For tarot cards, as usual, we both have our respective dragon decks. I have my respective sexual magic tarot deck for those who want to go into relationship readings. And Red has her Dark Shadows deck, also known as the Swiss 11J deck. And so we're going to be doing 10 readings tonight. And these are going to be lasting, like I'd say, like 5-10 minutes roughly. And people have signed up in advance. We have a list here, which we'll go over in a second here. But do not fret those of you who are out there who are just watching, who didn't pre-sign up for a spot. We always have people who don't show up. So we create a little wait list. And so if you'd like to have a reading, if you haven't already signed up, just let us know, and we'll put you on the wait list, because we do some people off the wait list every single time we do this stream.
That is definitely
so
true.
If you would like to just mention who was on the list now.
So yes, so right now on the actual list,
and if you are here, chime in so we know that you actually are here.
So yes, on the actual list, we have Haley Kreiser, Rachel Duncan, Michelle Gaskell, Vaughn, we have Michael, we have Allison Faria, we have Lily Moon, we have Nancy Taft, and we have Chelsea May. I did see a bunch of people in the comments all asking for readings, so just was trying to take care of the sound thing at the same time, so I've missed a few. So we have, how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have one more spot for the actual list.
You had somebody on there.
Yeah, I know.
Zin
Several. What did you say, sound guy?
Zin Delise. I'm not sure if anybody chimed in before.
Yep, I think Zin Delise was the first one.
All right, then Zin.
And then we have Perry Elaine. As I scroll through the comments here,
I saw Kevin
Craig
ask for one as well.
And we have Kevin, and we have Craig Blades.
Going back, Perry Elaine.
Yeah, I mentioned that one already. And Debbie Brewster. That's all. That's on the to-do list. So Michael has checked in. Haley has checked in.
Haley is first on my written down list, which, by the way, the list really isn't in any order. It's just whatever got written down first. But if Haley and Michael have made themselves known,
they already have.
We can start there.
And Allison's also here as well.
Allison's here. Chelsea's here. Nancy is here. And yes, Nancy, I cut my hair.
You also have on there, looking for a reading that was pretty early on too, and I know I'm going to butcher this name. Coaxachilo Spirits Within.
I will write that in the waiting room.
If you are listening, please let me know if I just butchered that or actually pronounced that correctly, because I have no idea.
All right, and Debbie Brewster, you said. Okie dokie, okie dokie.
Yes.
All right, and we do our best to keep an eye on the comments as they flow in, which is part of the reason why Sound Guy is here. If you want to be put in the waiting room, tag Sound Guy in the comments, Matt Alling. He's that dude floating around in the comments. So if you need something to be seen by us, make sure it is tagged by him.
Did you also get Nevada? Again, we're butchering names. Sorry, people.
Vijay Kumar.
Well, yes. So okay.
Hey, Nancy. Okay, so let us start. Haley, you are here.
And Haley would like.
She would like a love reading. So, okay. So I presume if that means you would like to use my R-rated deck, I will use that. Do you have a specific question?
Thank you, Cow So Chill.
Okay. If you have a specific question, let us know, and then the magical number between 1 to 78, we will do you, and then Michael, we will do you second, and we will go from there.
And Heather, yes, we are full, but I can add you to the waiting room, which is also getting full enough itself. So just as a reminder, if you are in the waiting room, it is not a guarantee that you will be read by us tonight. But I will say to you all what I said last month: pre-sign up with us. That is the best way to guarantee getting a reading with us. So if those of you who are in the waiting room right now want to just sign up for October, that is also an option.
All right, so Haley has said no question, and number 7, and we are definitely using my love deck. So we go to number 7.
Let me know when you are ready to flip.
All righty, let me just put the cards out here, position them so when you turn it over, people won't see it and get ridiculous glare. So go ahead, give it a whirl, and
there we go.
Okay,
that's not too bad.
No, it's not too bad at all. Okay, so we have here the Queen of Pentacles, doubling for the Taurus sign, the Fool, and the inverted Ten of Swords. So, this element point of view, Earth, whatever, and air. Let me just feel whose energy is who here, because after all, we have the great and the grand dame that is the Queen of Pentacles. I will just sit here in my dressing room and feel my breast while my footman basically massages me, because after all, that's what they're good for. This is kind of an obnoxious queen. And the fact that it's just,
you do get those on occasion.
We do get those from time to time. Well, I think that's why they made it for the Taurus card, because after all, Taurus being the kind of a bull and stubborn. Haley, you wouldn't happen to be a Taurus now, would you? Just kind of curious on that. I would basically, I'm looking at this kind of going reference to you. And by the way, as we say to other people, we don't sugarcoat. We really don't filter either. Oh, she is a Taurus. I'll be darned.
All right. Sorry. What? I was just fixing another technical thing. Carry on.
We had another technical glitch there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I fixed it.
Oh, okay. Good. Anyway, so the Taurus card. But this card right now, it kind of says, well, are you really kind of all that right now? Do you really, and by the way, I'm saying this in the regards of how these things kind of proceed here it's a bit of a journey, is that maybe right now, from a love perspective, you're a bit on your high horse, trying to perfect a relationship. And it's just the fact of, it's like, right now you really are acting more like the queen, and allowing your partner to kind of like do things for you. And it's just like, maybe you're being a little bit selfish here, because the other two cards kind of show up like more like a rediscovery for you. The Fool, the ultimate and free will card, but also the journey card. As you see here, the picture of the Fool here, basically walking right on the cliff's edge, snake at his ankle here, couple over here going at in the background, and he's just kind of ignoring it. He's packed up his little belongings, and he's going for a stroll, basically looking for pastures new and to see what the heck is coming, knowing that you potentially take a wrong step and you might be in a bit of a predicament. But it is more of a metaphorical travel perspective. This is like you being a bit of discovering that maybe where you've been is really not where you want to be, but you're not quite sure where you want to end up. And then this one, as I flip this over, this is the discovery card here, the Ten of Swords. You being the female energy, this being referenced to you, and the fact of, okay, while activity goes on outside your window, you're just more kind of getting in touch with yourself. In this case, literally on the card picture, but it's more figuratively. This kind of really is a discovery more of yourself and exactly what is it that you actually want from a relationship. Preconceived notions over here. And again, maybe thinking that things are going great when really they're not, and kind of going, yeah, you know what? Reality check. In this case, the Fool really is a reality check. And then this one really kind of says, yeah, we really ought to understand more of where we want to be before we can kind of really perfect an existing relationship or start a brand new one.
Isn't that beautiful?
So would you like to add something to that, Red?
I mean,
Haley says she's single, so the fact of I mean, basically, is if you are single, then I guess it really is the get out of your own head from preconceived notions and really kind of discover, what it is you really want in a relationship before you actually get into the next one, so to speak.
Yeah, and that's honestly something that we as humans, and especially in the society that we are currently living with, and we all struggle to do that a lot. We all can get very much in our own heads. And I do think that it is important to take time to talk to yourself and figure out what you want, but also don't get so hung up on, basically decide what are the big things and what are the little things.
Mm-hmm. Now, having heard that, Haley, do you have any final questions, specific things you'd like to maybe clarify with that? Because since you didn't ask a specific question. And we'll wait. In the meantime, Michael, if you're there, prepare.
Be prepared.
Actually, Michael, if you want to go ahead and ask your question, give us your number. Did he already?
Oh, yeah, no, Michael is...
He's like way on the ball then.
Michael's on it. So, Michael says... I recently auditioned for an international TV series.
No kidding.
That's
wow.
Neat. The producer keeps asking me to help her interpret stuff. What is the direction of my involvement in this project as an actor? And then you want the Dark Shadows deck. Very well, we can do that. Here, clear your space.
Oh, well, actually, to kind of wrap up this first reading, Heather asked a quick question. She goes,
"Oh, yep.
What does it mean that the last card was reversed? Reverse cards in tarot. Sometimes it alters the meaning. Sometimes it doesn't do a damn thing. How I kind of more intuitively interpret reverse ones based upon what's going on around that is, I like to say to some people, especially from a numerology point of view, you want to do an inverted zero. Still a zero. Upside down 1 is still a 1. Now, this case was a 10. Turn a 10 upside down, you get a 1. But 10 is a 1 in numerology. So I'm always looking at those kind of going, well, the inversion of that 10 of swords really, from my perspective, really doesn't carry a whole heck of a lot of weight, forwards or backwards. It's pretty much just the same thing because it's a card about discovery. You want to do it on your head versus on your feet. It's still about discovery.
That's true.
If anything, I would say if it's reversed, the discovery about what's going on inside you may be a little bit more difficult because you may be a little more resistant to it. But that's about it.
I like that.
Okay, so what did Haley have to say?
Does that mean it's only a self-discovery thing right now?
It's a I mean, if you're basically saying you're looking for what's coming down the path for you, as in is another relationship coming down for you. What these cards are basically saying is before you could get into a healthy relationship, you essentially have to get your own internal house in order first. But I'm just going to quickly draw a fourth card to clarify that.
And also, relationships are self-discovery because if you're not maintaining your individual personhood in your relationship and continuing to grow outside of your relationship, you're doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm. So actually put the cards back real quick. I will show her the fourth card, which I drew as a clarifier. The 6 of Swords, which you can see is a rather physical card here. And this is, by the way, this is what I refer to more as a screwing card rather than an actual lovemaking card. So it's really, again, kind of getting back into what is it you'd like to have right now? Are you absolutely looking for, romance, emotional aspect, or are you looking for a good time? You can have either or. I mean, mainly because it's all about free will anyway. The idea of you getting your own internal house in order first allows you to have that clarity to basically decide when you want to have something like this and who you'd like to have it with versus having it be a little bit more, have it be more up to you, so to speak, than up to somebody else, if you follow my drift.
I like that.
You like that?
I like it.
Okay. So we'll put those away. And now we'll go back to Mike. And Mike wanted the Dark Shadows deck, correct?
He did. And number 11.
All right. So did he say which one he actually would like to do the reading?
Both of us.
All righty.
So to everyone that is watching that is currently on the list. And Zindelise, you did get the last spot on the list for tonight, so you are good for tonight. You can also sign up for next month as well if you want. I did see those comments, so just to let you know. So we have Michael next, and then I'm just kind of jumping around the list tonight because of who I know is actually here.
Rachel says she's here now, by the way.
Yes, I did see Rachel pop on. So after Michael, we're going to do Michelle, and then Allison and Nancy.
Alrighty. So go ahead and do the flip.
Do the flippy flip.
Because here we have 3 cards which are all inverted.
Yes.
Number 2.
1 second. No, Rachel, you are on the list. You're fine. Just we're just jumping around a little bit more
basically, yeah. You will definitely get your reading, but you'll have to just kind of like we'll just wait your turn.
Yes.
Be patient. Okay, so here we have the inverted number 2, otherwise known as the High Priestess, although this is in French. We have the inverted 10 of Swords, and we have the inverted 8 of Cups. So I will let you take point on this one.
I'm taking point
because I know Michael. So the thing is, I think he would like to hear your perspective.
Well, so we've got that there High Priestess, and which I love the High Priestess.
Well, it's the most powerful female energy card in the deck,
and also it's like card of creativity, so to speak.
So yeah, I'm gonna turn these around so the picture is more. But they were all inverted.
So you've auditioned, which I guess would be the past of the High Priestess, the creativity. You've done your audition bit, and you're like, look at me, I'm super awesome. That's what I think the High Priestess would say.
I would definitely say that, yes.
Mm-hmm. And then the present is that is the 10 inverted? Yes, it is.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okie doke. So we have the 10 inverted of Swords. So it's transition period. So Michael, let me just ask you, are you worried? Because I couldn't quite tell based on just the tone of the comment, because hey, it's really hard to read tone through text. Are you worried that like this person is taking advantage of you because she's been asking for your help a lot, but hasn't gotten back to you about whether or not you're going to be acting in this project? Do you even want to take on a non-acting role? So that's my first question there, because you're at the transition point at present, and it's since it's the transition point of Swords, which is the transition point of your brain. I'm wondering how much you're like actually spending, like, thinking about this and pondering it.
Also, the one thing which I see in this card, little nuance in here,
Mm-hmm.
I see, this is my engineering brain talking right now. That's a really complicated card.
Yes,
it's a complicated design. And the thing is,
it looks like
it's symmetrical, but it's not. If this was black and white, that'd be one thing. But with all the colors in here, it looks like it should be perfectly symmetrical. But you look at the fine details and you discover that no, it in fact is not symmetrical.
My inability to read tone was correct for once. It's hard to tell if she's using me for translation or if she actually will cast me. Got it. Okay. So, bearing that in mind, I'm going to then hop to the future card there, because we have the 8 of Cups, and
which by the way was inverted. I just turned it around.
Oh, okay. That was going to be my next question. So, I was going to say, so Cups is a suit of water, which is a suit of your heart, emotions, all your feelings. Upside down cups don't hold water. So I don't know about you, Dad, but this isn't exactly boding well to me.
No, this is one of those things of expectations are not going to meet reality. Now, again, free will. This can also be a bit of a miscommunication, but I think what this requires, Mike, what you might need to do is you might need to, go to this person and say, hey, are you actually going to cast me on this? And really like get that whole I don't want to say be a jerk about it, but really kind of be more.
Oh, I would.
Up front. Oh, you would?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say be a jerk about it, but my tactic might be what some would consider to be jerky, because if I went
Be forward up front.
Well, if I went and had that conversation and they sort of didn't, and they either didn't give me an honest answer, they, skirted around it, I would then present them with a bill for my translating fees.
Yeah, the thing is, if all you want me for is translating, then okay, that comes with a price tag, and here it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And some people might find that tactic rude, and others might not.
Well, unfortunately, we have lived in the world far too long where people try to use and abuse others. And
yes,
Michael, you're a nice guy. You really are. But I with your, no offense here, but with the demeanor that you actually, I've watched you from time to time, I could see that you could kind of be a little bit bullied by a someone that like give you like the whole dangle the carrot in front of you and just keep pulling it just slightly out of reach for you, and watching you jump at it, and so.
Yep.
I think a little tact, more tact than this one would use.
So don't present them with a bill.
Well, I mean, sometimes, let's face it, you're pretty tactless.
I'm not that bad. Jeez.
That's true. I've seen a lot worse.
Well, thanks.
Well, then I'm Libra. You're Leo. So the thing is, I'm always trying to smooth things over. You're the ones like going, bring the fire. Urgh! That's you.
True. That is me.
So that's what we got for you, Mike. Thank you for playing our game on Lord Fafnir and Spawn, Psychic Readers.
You're the next contestant on.
So who do you say was we were doing? So you're jumping all over the list here.
Michelle, and Michelle is prepared. Except Michelle, I need a number 1 through 7.
Oh, she wants Dark Shadows too. So
yes, and general reading and a Spawn reading.
Spawn reading. So let me shuffle. So I'll do all the work. I'll do all the physical work. You can do all the mental work.
Yeah, that sounds about. It's about.
Careful. Be very careful what you say next, kid.
What
was that? Be very careful of the choice of your next words. All right. So what was her number?
We don't know yet.
Oh, she didn't give one.
Yet. That is the one thing that we were missing. So just waiting on that.
Do, 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 do. We are waiting for Michelle. 27. Got it.
And yeah, to the people commenting, I know that it seems like it's happening in real time, but there's a good 20-second delay. There usually is. So
yes,
you think that you're commenting right when we say something.
There's a delay. Along with the echo.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, when you are ready,
flippy flip.
We have the inverted emperor. No, I'm sorry, not the emperor. That's the lovers. Excuse me, I read this upside down. So let me put this out of the way so people can see it. I hate that, forgetting the banner's in the way. So we have the inverted lovers. We have La Justice, and we have the inverted 6 of swords. So we have air, and air, and air. Because we have Gemini and Libra, and then a just plain old swords card. So we have nothing in here but the brain power, nothing but the element of air.
Well, I can
and a pair of 6s to boot.
I can appreciate the story that I am seeing before me, Michelle. And sorry, I've been distracted by the kitchen timer.
Okay.
Beep suddenly.
Shiny objects. You do a drummer now.
Look, shut up. Anyway. Any hoodle.
Okay, back to reality now. Come on.
I very rarely do I see readings that, at least to my mind, and if you do want the Lord over here to throw in his opinion, just let me know. I'm sure he'd be only too happy. But rarely do I see readings like this that are this quite chronological. Because in the past, I am seeing the inverted lovers. We're all seeing the inverted lovers right now. And that's not necessarily speaking of, oh no, Michelle, a relationship of yours ended and or heartbreak. No, that's not what that is. But that does speak to trouble in interpersonal relationships, and that absolutely could be romance. But my point is, it doesn't have to be. And when I see the inverted lovers like that, it usually speaks to, especially if you look at the artwork there, you putting other people's needs too much before your own. You have
Let me flip this here so people can actually see the picture
you have the two lovers that Cupid's pointing an arrow at that are like wrapped up in each other's arms, and then you have the one person that's sort of off to the side over there,
kind of glowering at them.
Yeah, and that often speaks to, doing too much for people in your interpersonal relationships and not necessarily receiving the same back that you give to them.
Where have we heard this theme before?
Gosh, I don't know. Your present justice speaks to, honestly, I think for coming off of the inverted lovers, I think it's a really, really wonderful card for your present, because that speaks to getting your balance together. I don't know if you are a Libra or if somebody important to you is a...
I'm a Libra.
Ignore him. I try to. But this now speaks to you are no longer being the person off to the side glowering at the other two. You're like, you know what? Damn it. I'm going to look after my own needs, because this is what needs to happen. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to balance my scales. And you know what? This is how it needs to be. And then is that the six of this?
This is the with the inverted Six of Swords.
Ah, excellent. So
I turned it around, but it was inverted.
Okay. More confusion will come in your future. I mean, hey, isn't that just the constant of human experience? But learning how to, prioritize yourself is not a change that happens overnight, and you will constantly, especially in your future, be doubting whether what you're doing is correct or whether it's like too selfish or things of that regard. Spoiler alert, no.
Okay.
And so that is what I am seeing for you, unless you have any questions, any thoughts on that, Michelle, or hell, if you would like to hear anything from the Lord himself.
How can we say that? It's like quote unquote the Lord himself.
The Lord himself. All right.
An even bigger egg.
All right.
The Lord Fafnir.
Good Lord.
Yeah, good Lord. There you go.
Allison, are you here?
Batter up.
And then after Allison, we have Nancy.
Nancy and then
Chelsea.
And then I think Chelsea isn't on yet.
No, Chelsea's here.
Oh, she is here now?
Yeah, she made herself known.
Oh, I missed that.
She made herself known before Rachel, so it was gonna go
Allison, Nancy, Chelsea, Rachel.
Essentially, I'm going in the order that y'all popped up in the comments.
Exactly. All right, so let me put these cards away. Let the Lord
speaketh. All right. Speaketh, O Lord.
I was going to say, do I have a sermon to actually tell right now? Actually, I really don't. But no, I mean, I look at these cards again, the whole idea of, it sucks to say it. You basically, in some regards, you start and end at the same spot, the whole inverted number 6. 6 being a confusion. Upside down 6 is, well, upside down 6. It's a 9. But that's not the point. Anyway, it's like, air. You're thinking too goddamn much. That's the big thing. So, I mean, I don't want to say don't think too little, but it's like also just
think less.
Don't overthink.
Slightly less. Craig Blades, in response to your comment, you are in the waiting room. You did not make it into the guaranteed spot for tonight. You are in the waiting room, which if somebody else doesn't show up for their spot, you may have the opportunity to take theirs. But like I tell everybody, the waiting room is not a guarantee. And as I said previously, if you want to pre-sign up for the October slots now, Sound Guy has the list going, and I am writing the names down as we go. I've got me pen.
Very good. So, Allison
has said, both 16 sexy deck. I am beginning to see a friend in a new light, so to speak. He's in a relationship, but it's strained. Would he be receptive to me kicking things up a notch between us if the appropriate opportunity arises? Ooh.
Well, that's a very specific question. Remember, Allison, we don't sugarcoat.
Yeah.
Oh, our first troll of the evening.
Oh, who's that?
Oh,
Sylvia.
God.
Sylvia, bye-bye.
Goodbye, Sylvia.
I am all over Sylvia.
I'm not even
Excuse
going
me,
to...
I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay. He has fun with those. Wanting to kick things up a notch if the appropriate time arises. All right, go ahead and flip it.
Flippity flip.
Make sure I get these things positioned so the banner is not in the way.
There you go. You got it.
Okay. So we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the inverted Nine of Wands. Knight and Nine, interesting. So I'm going to flip this around so you can see the picture, but this was inverted. Yeah, strained. Boy, ain't that a description of it. Yeah. Earth, reality, and then, of course, Wands for fire for the passion aspect. I presume, Allison, that you actually have nothing to do with the quote strained relationship, but the metaphor of what you described, you said strained. Here we have the man and the woman in bed, and here he's offering the rose to her. I don't know, as a possible peace offering, or maybe it's a little bit of incentive to get things going. And she has about as much interest in that rose as she does, I don't know, lint on the floor, because she's just staring off into space. She's not even acknowledging this. So,
nope.
So yeah, you talk about two people who are definitely not on the same page. So,
she has needs that he's not meeting, and he doesn't care to know what those needs are necessarily.
No, I mean, basically, he's doing his thing. He's trying to basically, doing his whole his routines, and thinking that she's just receptive to these things, and it's just that no. And
no.
So now, granted, on this one, it doesn't necessarily the fact of in this case, I think that since she's referring to the other person, like the other person's the woman in this card. So the whole strained relationship thing is the fact of, since Allison would like to kick things up here. So yeah, actually, yes. The fact of is this other person that you speak of wants to play this little role here, wants to play the role of the knight. And honestly, it doesn't really matter if it from an energy point of view, whether it's playing the role of the male knight or the female knight, because essentially it's like the two of them are on horseback in a wheat field. They're naked. And the thing is, this is that whole kind of like Holy Grail, let's be swept off the feet. Let's have the ultimate like storybook romance. Here it is. Okay, so I'll grant you that's a fantasy. This is more, and this was the inverted one. So the idea of the fact of you understanding that, since you said if the situation arises, so you basically, your timing has to be kind of there. If this is mistimed, this little romantic interlude here could kind of fall apart. But it's very apparent that he's interested in something that you seem to be more than willing to provide. And that's a good way to kind of get things going.
Yeah.
And You know, when
I mean, I agree with you that this one is all about the timing.
Yeah. And that's why this was inverted. So someone asked before about the whole idea of what happens with cards inverted. I mean, this is a nice picture. Don't get me wrong.
It is.
This one being inverted, this kind of says, yeah, timing. Timing has to be on, or else this can definitely kind of go sideways. But the opportunity definitely is there for you if you would like to pursue this. Because you're right, that other person is effective. This ain't working.
Just be mindful of when you're figuring out the timing of all of this, that you don't shoot your shot and wind up over here, so that he is the woman and you are the man going, hey, I've got this rose for you. And he's like, that's nice, but I feel kind of like crap right now. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so flippity flip. If you have any thoughts, Allison, let us know. Nancy has sent us hers, like a good doobie.
Fluffy is in the house.
Fluffy's in the house. And Allison says lots to think about, which, yes, we too tend to leave y'all with that, don't we?
Well, but I mean, honestly, yeah. It paints a relative picture, but then again, there's a lot more to this.
That is for sure.
Which
It's
that's what usually is. So
time for Nancy.
all right, so it's funny. We went like 4 months without ever touching this deck.
4 solid months. Nobody wanted the sex deck. Now,
And we haven't used the dragon deck once tonight.
we haven't.
And we're on reading what, number 5? 4.
Nope. This will be 5. We
Yeah, we're up to Nancy. This
this will be 5. So.
Oh, did you want to do the commercial, by the way? Will I prep this?
First, let me do 22.
Yeah, I
do I chance things with a friend do I chance with things with one friend 2 more, or do I put more energy in the one-dimension into the one-dimension relationship?
I think I got that. I think there might be a little typo in there, or autocorrect.
So, while he is doing some shuffling for Nancy's reading, I will do the commercial, because after all, I am Vanna White.
You look good for your age.
Thank you. We are Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readings. Our website is on the screen and has been on the screen the entire live stream. www.fafnirandspawn.com.
Oh boy.
Don't ruin my momentum.
Sorry.
On our website, you can find a more detailed description of the various skills that we each have, our events calendar, where we will be, who will be there, because we split up and do different things, and sort of when our calendar is ending for the year, and you can learn more about us individually as readers as well, and also some of our friends that we've worked with. We can also be found on Facebook at Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers, on YouTube at Lord Fafnir and Spawn Psychic Readers, where we upload all of these live streams that we do. Yes, we're live right there as well. And we also upload the Lord's continued series, Messages in the Music, which he is due to upload another one of those very soon, so stay tuned for those. We also have an Instagram at Fafnir and Spawn, where we upload daily draws, so if you're looking for a little bit of daily psychic wisdom, you can go to our Instagram and find them there. We do repost them to our Facebook, but we post them to our Instagram first. You can find us for the rest of the month, even though the month is closing out, and until mid-October, the 17th, I believe, you can find us at the Connecticut Renaissance Fair. And in addition to being able to find me there, you will be able to find one of our psychic friends, Amanda McElhaney, who will be working with me. I am so excited to be working with her. Yay! And for the entirety of the month of October, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, you can find the Lord at the Omen in Salem.
Salem, Massachusetts, as opposed to Salem, New Hampshire.
I didn't think I had to specify that part.
Well, you may have to for people who do live around here.
Yes.
You can do it.
They all know what that means. I don't think I forgot anything.
Okay. Good.
On to Nancy.
On to Nancy. I would like to preface before we turn over to see the cards on this one for Nancy. I did shuffle these several times.
Oh my God.
and you pick the number, okay? Because go ahead and flip it. If you were watching the earlier reading, let me put the position here so for this. If you were watching one of our earlier readings, these exact 3 cards showed up. Now, grant not quite the same position. Actually, because the first card wound up being the 4th card for the little clarifier. That was for Haley's reading, was it? I believe.
I believe so. Yes, our first one of the evening.
So and of course one of them was also inverted. Here we don't have that issue at all. But here we have the 6 of Swords, the back to the Taurus card here again, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Fool.
Yeah.
I'm just letting the energy just kind of like go into me here right now. So I'm hoping that all the times we do this, how often cards do repeat from time to time.
That is very true. It is very true. I'm just for me, I'm going back to Nancy's question because I'm still just for my part slightly puzzled about what she's asking, and I'm not sure if that's a typo thing or I just guess I don't know why you would want to put more energy into a one-dimensional relationship, especially if it's not doing anything for you. But perhaps that is my misunderstanding.
Yeah,
Nancy, would you like to help my dumb brain?
Your dumb brain here. Yes, because after all, the one dimension. What is the one dimension? Because here we have the combination of the more of the physical aspect being the 6 of Swords here. Versus again that kind of obnoxious Taurus card here with the, I am queen and you are my foot soldier and get over that. Versus the whole point of the Fool freeing all this stuff up.
A friend or mostly a booty call?
Yeah, 2 choices: a friend or mostly a booty call.
Okay, well, I guess I can understand those dimensions, but then if you do want, which dimension do you want more?
Be a friend with booty benefits.
Well, I put it this way. If it's not already a booty call, clearly this first card says you want it to be a booty call. I mean, in the fact of whatever's going on here is that there's certainly a desire for that, and maybe you already have this essentially this friend with benefits aspect, and if so, that works for you, then go for it. Hey, certainly no judgment on our part about all the crap that we pulled in our collective lives.
Lord, no.
This is Nancy's reading?
Yes, this is Nancy.
Uh-huh.
And the third card is a guy walking away with like the hobo stack?
Yeah.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
That's correct.
You see the picture correctly.
Well, that speaks volumes.
Do you want to chime in on this one, sound guy?
Oh, can I? Because the way I'm looking at these cards right here, you got friend with booty benefits. After that, she's checking herself thinking, I'm good. And the friend with booty benefits is like, I'm out. I call them as I see them.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that missed our April Fool's stream, it was 2 hours of that.
Yeah.
It was 2 hours of that nonsense.
It was 2 hours of people loving that nonsense.
Well, people do like comedy, and you are very comical. There is no doubt about that.
That is for damn sure.
Thank you for recognizing that, sir.
Well, the thing is, unfortunately, he has no off button. He's like Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Who needs an off button?
Right.
Oh, everyone needs an off button. You especially.
But yeah, so Nancy, my question is, what the hell do you even want out of this relationship? Because based on the cards that I'm looking at, you don't even know.
That's exactly right. This is the whole point of the Fool, especially. Hey, like I said, booty call here, not a problem. That's what it's all about. But the whole idea of now you've got the whole thing of Taurus kind of getting in the way again, and the where do I really stand? Are you the foot soldier? Are you the footman, or are you the queen? I think you're the footman in this case. And so the whole point of the Fool is just like want to get away, like the TV commercial. It's like where is this going to go? You're walking on the edge of the cliff here.
Well, I mean, I can't call out Nancy on some of her dirty laundry because this is a public forum and we don't do that here. But Nancy, you know what I'm thinking. So puzzle that one out for yourself.
Take the booty call and enjoy it.
Thank you, sound guy.
Isn't that your response to a lot of things there, sound guy?
But honestly, Nancy, I don't think that this was a question that was necessarily ready for the cards because...
You're getting a very nebulous answer.
Yes, because you can't give the cards details about what you even want. You can't give the cards details about what this person is to you because you say on the one hand, friend, on the one hand, booty call. But you're having just as hard of a time figuring out what they actually are to you.
This is actually one of the times where the Fool card, because normally I love the Fool card. I think the Fool card's one of the best cards to get in the tarot deck.
Same.
This is the one time, well, not the only time, but one of the rare times where I look at the Fool card kind of going, the Fool is, okay, you need to figure out what's going on here. You are being a bit foolish.
Egg on your face.
You're not even sure how to define the situation because you're not quite sure what you want out of this yet. Okay, it is what it is.
Very true.
But I would say probably a little bit of clarification on your end as far as what is it that you really would like, and and it's just be honest with yourself. Yeah, you don't have to share your opinion with anybody else. Just be honest with yourself. It's like, what do you want? If you want to have a platonic friend, okay, you know what you're going to get out of that. If you want to have a booty call, a friend with benefits, you know what you're going to get out of that. You also know what you aren't going to get out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it that you actually are really, really looking for? Because maybe it's more than what you've actually asked the cards tonight. Just saying.
Let us know if you have any thoughts, Nancy. And Chelsea, you're up. Then we got Chels, then Rachel, then Zin, and please, by the way, tell me if I'm mispronouncing your name. I don't like doing that. And then we will call out for the other two people that are on the list that have yet to make their appearances in the comments.
Being
Vaughn and Lily.
Well, we know Lily's not coming until like about 9, so
that doesn't mean that she also can't.
True.
We only hold these things for so long.
Oh, I know. Yeah, if you come too late, you lose your spot. Anyway, so we are up to Chelsea.
We're up to Chelsea.
So did
Debbie, you're in the waiting list.
Yep.
Waiting room.
Waiting list, waiting room, whatever.
Words are hard, y'all.
So Chelsea didn't actually put up a thing yet, did she? As far as a question, quote, etc.
Not that I've seen, but I have eyes going in 4 different directions. Yay! I'm saying their name correctly. Yay! I have my eyes going in 4 different directions, so I very well could have missed it if Chelsea commented.
No, I'm not saying anything yet. So.
Do 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 do.
Chelsea, are you there?
Do 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 do.
She made one comment earlier that said she would go last if others had time constraints, but
well, hey.
There she is.
There we go. I see. Not doing so good lately. Feeling like my energy is draining emotionally and health-wise. Just need some guidance as I'm trying to get back into at least maintaining myself. Easter 62 either of any deck.
Okay,
Jesus.
We're going on dragon on this one.
Okay.
Do you want to do your dragon or my dragon?
Your call.
I'm feeling your deck tonight.
Okie doke. Shake the
62.
camera a little harder, Dad.
Oh yeah, I made the right call on this deck. That's for sure.
I'll do the flip. Oh, bring him up.
Yep.
There you go.
So we have the inverted Ace of Wands. We have the King of Cups, the Cancer card, and we have the 6 of Swords. So element-wise, fire, water, air. I mean, so I can't really complain about that. We have about as much of an element balance as we're going to get.
And I will say right now, you are not the only person that is not doing so well energy, emotionally, or health-wise. I've actually been getting a lot of people telling me that their physical health has lately taken a little bit of a wah-wah.
What I'm sensing, what I'm getting a theme here is solitude, to the point of where an unhealthy solitude, the feeling of loneliness, not being alone. Because after all, I mean, we all need to be alone at times, and there's nothing wrong with that. Actually, it's healthy to be that. But then there's the point of there's the loneliness aspect. We have inverted Ace of Wands, which as I turn this around,
the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
No man, I would sing that, not you.
2 can be as bad as 1. Okay, I'm done.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Thank you. Normally, I love the Ace of Wands. Like I said before, Ace is a 1, upside down 1 is still a 1. But in this case, I'm going to kind of go, well, the Gandalf card, the all-powerful ancient wizard in his library trying to make something brand new, and I'm using all that stuff from the past. I picked that card, and I just felt the weight of age. And I grant, Chelsea, you don't have the chronological age issue. But the thing is,
oh no, but
you feel the weight of this, just like, God, really again.
Well, I mean, Chelsea and I are in a very particularly special age demographic where so many ridiculously huge, gigantic historical events have happened to us before we are even 30. There are so many things. There are so many huge, giant things that have completely altered.
Huge, giant, huh?
Yes, huge, giant, giant things that have happened within our lifetimes that have changed so much about society, and everything is growing and developing and isolating us so quickly as time goes on that. I mean, there are days where, and you can totally feel free to voice your opinion about this, Chelsea, but there are days where when I feel like I'm like 100 years old. Hey, Chelsea, the whole idea that we're supposed to have our lives done and together before we were 30s, corporate bullshit. Is that the first swear of the night?
Probably.
Well, it's a good and deserved one.
Well, again, we have the inverted alone wizard. We have the lone wolf over here. That's what this is. And then we have the dragon. Basically, progress is being slowed and or stopped because, after all, barricade. Now, granted, this barricade isn't really a blockade. You can get through that, but it all depends on your perspective. You thought you were flying free. All of a sudden, these swords just show up out of nowhere. And if you keep flying in the way that you're going, you're basically going to cut your wings to ribbons. You ain't going to go nowhere. It's like you have to stop, look at the situation, realize that, okay, I can shimmy through that, but I got to turn sideways and kind of make sure I don't cut myself. It's doable. King of Cups here, the Cancer card, the King of Water. Okay, water should be flowing freely, and yet you're over here howling at the moon. It's the whole idea of the ostracized alpha, the alpha male that lost. That's what the lone wolf is. It's the alpha male that lost. Now, granted, at this point, you're searching for a new pack, but between the having lost the battle on your old pack and finding the new pack is that just time of loneliness. So yeah, these things definitely. Hate to say it, Chelsea, but these cards are kind of doubling down about how you feel right now.
Which makes sense. So I'm gonna ask you a question, Chelsea, and that I've asked it to you. I've asked you this question before in readings, and I'm going to ask it to you again in slightly different context. When was the last time that you did something for yourself? And I don't mean, and I've been coming at this angle for a while in multiple different readings. I no longer mean your adult brain. When was the last time you did something for your kid brain? Like, I am constantly now trying to make time to do that. When was the last time you sat down and watched an episode or two of one of your favorite cartoons as a kid? When was the last time you ate one of your favorite meals as a kid or had one of your favorite snacks? When was the last time you cuddled with one of your stuffed animals that you still have from that time period? When was the last time that you truly went back to a time and a place that had safety in it for you and vitalized that to help you heal now? Because when we're trying to do it the adult way, when we're trying to self-care the quote unquote adult way, we are missing a lot of what we actually need. 6 months is too long, Chels.
So in my case, I should get a large bowl of Cocoa Puffs and turn on some Looney Tunes and some Bugs Bunny?
Yeah, why not?
For Cocoa Puffs?
Yeah, why not?
Actually, it was funny. I can't stand Cocoa Puffs now, but as a kid, I loved them.
That's one of the things that Dark Shadows is for me these days. Dark Shadows is the thing that I turn on after I have like a mental breakdown or something.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Shadows is that thing that was an ultimate comfort / safety zone, and I can still utilize that to bring me back down to earth. You know?
Yeah, I can say that because I remember watching it as a kid when it was really on the air.
I remember watching it as a kid. It was not on the air, but I definitely watched it when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, we between us having the DVDs and watching the reruns on what was it, Sci-Fi? I think was running it, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so.
But anyway, Chels,
for you, I'm drawing a fourth card.
Indeed.
Inverted Eight of Wands.
It's singing you the same old song and dance, and it's been singing you for months. And it's not getting easier to do what it is that you need to do, especially in New Hampshire right now. Good God, the housing crisis. But, what can you do to get yourself into a better situation in the everyday? Like, legit. Because I know that some of what you're dealing with, especially like with your job, they kind of have you over a barrel. But
yeah,
is there any way that you can just get out? And that might not be feasible at all, but desperate times and all that.
I was going to say, what's good R&R down where she is? Is there such a thing as good R&R down where she is?
What state is she in?
Was it South Carolina?
South Carolina. There's plenty of mass spreader events she can attend.
Thank you for that.
So, Chels, you and I are in the same situation in that regard. So maybe try framing it in your brain the way that I frame it in
Georgia.
Maybe try framing it in your brain the way that I try framing it in mine. That time needs to be made because that is a productive thing that if you don't get that done, other things that you do need to get done won't get done because things often don't get done when you have mental breakdowns. Weird, huh? So
really
think of this as mental breakdown prevention, which is important. Literally schedule out the damn time. Reword it in your brain so that it's no longer I'm having a day off, a loosey-goosey day of... No, you're having a structured day of taking care of yourself. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel, and then Zin, and then we shall
I think Rachel already had a comment about what she wanted, by the way.
She did. I just want her to know it's time.
You have to go find it now.
I do, but that's okay. I can do that. I'm special like that. Oh, look, it's right there. I found it.
Oh, flip it back to...
Oh, yeah, that's awful.
I was going to say, we have a black screen there going on right there. And these are your cards, correct?
Yes. So, Rachel.
All right, so
Rachel
what
says,
we have...
Either or both, any deck, number 9, no real question, but I'm coming up on 1 year since my husband died, and I'm just still feeling really lost.
Alrighty, let's do other dragons then.
Indeed.
Go with my dragons. Okay. Go ahead and flip it back over. See the black screen again.
Flippy flip.
This time actually with some cards that are supposed to just my hand and pull it a black nothing. All right, so we've got the 7 of coins, the inverted page of coins, and the inverted knight of swords. So pair of earths to go along with an air, and then this one also doubling as the astrology sign of Virgo. So Rachel, I don't know if that if Virgo means anything to you. If so, please chime in.
Good night, Kevin.
Good night, Kevin.
Good night, John Boy.
Kevin.
Good night, Mary Ellen. Oh,
Kevin.
No. Oh, no. Y'all made him whip out his Al Pacino.
Actually, that wasn't my Al Pacino voice, but I could go there if you wanted me to. All right, so we have a numerology, just the 7, the page and the knight really don't count. Not offhand, Rachel says to Virgo. All right, so turn these around so you can see them, even though these two were inverted. She says she just feels kind of lost. Okay, well, understandable. Now let's just let's go with practicality aspects here and just kind of say, you drew the leap of faith card, the very, very first one here. I get a card which I get this a lot in readings, and I like to do the explanations on this. First, from a numerology point of view, 7. And even though in numerology, there's really no such thing as a good number or a bad number, 7 is one of those numbers that carries more positive connotations than negative. People think of like lucky number 7. Because 7 is an actually number representing resolution. Now, resolution doesn't necessarily mean good or bad. It just means it's resolved. As I like to say, I refer to it as the whole one of the Murphy's Law corollaries, which is the light of the head or the light at the end of the tunnel. Mm-hmm. Well, it's one of two things. It's either the exit or it's the headlamp of the oncoming train. Yep. Either way, it's a resolution.
Damn straight.
Yeah. So, but this one is the metaphor of you having to cross that really rickety bridge over this very, very deep, whatever the hell it is, pit or whatever. And that bridge is of really questionable construction. You can see the other side.
Excuse me.
You're excused. You can see the other side, but it's the whole point of, let me get rid of this stupid thing here. You can see the other side, but you don't know whether this bridge is going to hold your weight until you get on it. And then, of course, it's too late. So it's a leap of faith to get on the bridge in the first place. That's why this is the leap of faith card. Obviously, you still feel kind of lost. It's been a year. And I hate to use this because this sounds kind of corny, but the power of positive thought, as I even said it in my used car salesman voice.
Jeez.
But it really, because people use that, they overuse that phrase.
Oh boy, they do.
But in this case, it really applies. You will attract a lot more flies with honey than you will with vinegar. If you get up in the morning and feel that it's going to be a good day versus feel it's going to be a lousy day, it's going to have a much better chance for you of being a quote good day if you feel like it's going to be a good day. There is there is a lot to be said about how the power of positive thought is real.
Yes, but then there's also being mindful and respectful of your feelings as well, because toxic positivity is absolutely a thing, and sometimes you cannot think the situation better.
This is true, which I think is where this one comes in.
Yes.
The Virgo card, we take Virgo out of it altogether. It's the inverted page of coins. The idea of this one is sometimes this card really refers to just abject fear or panic, in the fact of you're a dragon flying into the woods. You're flying away from that. That was your home. It became a Mount Vesuvius. If you can, I'm not sure if you can see by this camera here. That's a mountain which has just now become an exploding volcano. So as powerful and as mighty as the dragon that you are, even you can't fight an exploding volcano. So, okay, so you run away, flying into the forest here. Now, the idea behind this card is also, this is more than just complete abject fear or panic. This is also the fact of, let's try to do some good on the way. Yes, you're afraid of your own life. You fly into the forest here to wake up the forest creatures, basically warning them to get out. Because if they stay there, they're probably going to die. Because the disaster is coming. And the broken eggshells here at the bottom of the card is a reminder that by doing what you've done, you've actually saved some lives. You were able to not only save yourself, but you actually were able to save others as well. So it's more than just because sometimes this really does refer to flee, fear, panic, run away, versus the more structured, okay, the bad situation is there. Now, what can I do to actually mitigate the damage which is about to happen? In your case, you can't stop the volcano, but you save lives. The forest is still destroyed, but you actually managed to get most of the creatures out alive. So that's a good thing. And then the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Change, because knights represent change. The whole point of the Sword Knight, the Air Knight, and the idea of the fact of, in this deck, the knights are drawn very much like soldiers. Offense, defense, depending upon one's...
You're trying so hard to make sure that your kids are doing it. Are you also doing it? Because, yes, it's a great thing to, watch out for your kids and make sure that they're doing healthy processing, but you also need healthy processing.
Right.
So keep that in mind as well. Have a good night, Chels.
So this one's trying to make the change through peaceful ways. But actually, it's funny how you just made that comment. I couldn't even see the comment, but her comment basically described this card.
And are your children of ages where they can understand that and would be concerned for you? Because I am one of those children that when I see my parents doing the unhealthy coping things, I call them out on it and go, if you want me to do the healthy thing, why won't you do the healthy thing?
Well, because it's like hard.
Yeah, see, my parents really don't like it when I call them out on that shit, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop.
Nag, nag, nag.
Yeah, they are absolutely at the age that they can see what you're doing and understand if you yourself are not coping well and or need more help. If you're trying so hard to make sure that they're processing healthily, this is one of those things where lead by example.
Do you want to chime in on anything on this one?
Well, I think honestly, the trying to resolve it by peaceful means, and I think you really hit the nail on the head with that, which is sort of why I'm sort of coming in on the side of that on how perhaps she might do that. Because I think you're less lost than you currently think you are, but conscious awareness and subconscious awareness are two completely different things. I think that you are not consciously aware right now, but I think subconsciously you are less lost and you have more of an idea of where you're going from here. Dad has drawn another card, it seems. Oh, look.
The inverted Seven of Swords. Another 7. Another
Resolution.
Another lucky number. Well, another resolution number. Now inverted,
Mhm.
but this one is inverted or not means essentially the same thing. The whole idea of the swords, and this, by the way, is looking forward, not where you are now, not your past. This actually is looking a projection of you can go moving forward here, because that's what the swords are. The swords are that metaphorical door frame, doorway, pathway, etc., for you to move forward, which is your free will to stay exactly where you are or to move forward. However, in this deck, the swords, after you get past 3, they start forming these door frames. In every other number, there's an issue. There's a problem that's like preventing the dragon from getting through. Some of which it's very obvious it's the dragon's issue. Some of it it's actually the dragon's got nothing to do with it. This is the only card where there's literally is no obstruction.
Mhm.
So the idea of inverted or not, this is the fact of it saying that the only one that's preventing you from moving forward ultimately is you. And
I'm just throwing that comment up to help reinforce that.
Mhm.
Because if you feel like you're faking it a lot of the time, look, there's a time and a place to fake things. We obviously can't fall to pieces in public all of the time. But at home, especially around your children, don't fake it. Again, obviously, you don't have to completely go to pieces around them, but you need to be honest with them about where you're at and what you're feeling, because you being honest with them also then gives them permission to be honest with you. Because I'm going to tell you this right now, as a kid that made this mistake, I have absolutely attempted to be strong for my parents. I don't want my emotional shit to harm what my parents are currently dealing with. So I'm just gonna bottle that up. Yay.
Yay, you. Look where it got you.
In therapies, where that got me.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay to be strong, but you don't have to be strong all the time, everywhere.
And yes, not to like call you out in an asshole-ish way, Dad.
Oh, but you have so many times of late anyway, go for it.
Well, not publicly, but but it's one of those things where if I had seen you more, should be a more emotional and openly be like, I am upset and not happy, right? Instead of being like, no, I must be the strong man of the family, or whatever the hell it was you were attempting to do.
Mm-hmm.
Then I probably would have felt more comfortable to be more open with you about where I was at.
Well, I didn't say I was a perfect parent either.
No.
But nobody is.
But I'm trying to use our stuff to help Rachel there.
Well, and then getting back to this one, the fact of how literally it's your choice to go through or not. But as I point out to people, even though this is the 7 of swords, there actually are 9 swords in this card. And there are 2 little dinky ones back here in the background, kind of representing the way the dragon has basically kicks in a part of the door frame to get through. They represent pieces that you actually have to leave behind. That to actually move through this in a healthy way, you have to leave some stuff behind. And in your case, it's really referring to, I don't want to have this come out the wrong way, but the thing is, it's like you basically have to, quote, move on. And I don't mean stop grieving. You're always going to have that aspect. It's always going to be there. But the whole point is...
But he is not physically here to be physically part of the family anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the hardest part. But...
You have to find that... Oh, God. I can't remember to say this. That new normal. Another phrase which I've heard way too much.
Same, but it's also one of those moments where it's like, the English language is failing me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to flip back.
Alrighty.
So on that just sparklingly high note.
Well, I mean, hey, we've kind of covered the gambit of emotions tonight. That's for sure.
That is very true. So let us know if there is anything else that we can make sense for you, Rachel.
So is Vaughn here?
I have not seen Vaughn. I haven't seen Lily. But Zin, you are up, and then after Zin, I'll actually take attendance.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Well, we know you're here. So, Zin, you're up. Batter up.
Zin
Actually,
made a
Zid made a comment a while ago, right?
Yep, I'm just not sure if they put everything we needed.
So I will let you go ahead and do the search
Ooh,
there.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, when you get to me, this is what I want to know. I've been dangled a carrot and been told that I was up for the next promotion.
Wow.
Two days ago, the position that I was supposed to it was made public. I work for the city. I'm really upset. I don't know what to do next because they're supposed to offer me the position before it was supposed to be made public. So for background, I do more than I should in my position. I get used in abuses. I think they want to keep me in my position.
Okay. All right. So
yes. Which deck would you like? A number between 1 and 78, and would you like one or both of us?
Mm-hmm.
And
well, I definitely think we're not going to be using the R-rated deck on this one.
No, it's going to be either the
Dragon or Dark Shadows. Yeah.
Yes. So we will see. We will see.
Oh, it sounds like she needs to have a little dragon flaming power, like take out our boss.
I feel like we all wish we could have 77 and both. Would you like the dragon or the Dark Shadows deck?
We're getting closer.
We're getting closer.
Yeah, the thing is, I know about the whole thing about dealing with public jobs and all that, and it's just the fact of when it goes public, it's just like public bid and all that like one. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and the way seeing 5 million news articles about it, but workers are done with being used and abused. Haven't you heard?
Mm-hmm. That memo hasn't gotten down to everybody yet, apparently.
No, that's
I heard this news story about the fact of how they're having a really hard time, like they're talking about like for Christmas shopping, and saying how
they want both decks.
Oh,
okay, go for it.
This is going to be interesting.
Why not? We've done it before.
Okay, Dark Shadows and Dragon.
We've done it before.
And she said 77. Well,
yes.
That makes it easy to find.
Doesn't it? So.
All right, let's see what we have here. We'll do it some Dark Shadows first. And then that. And do you want to do yours?
Have you shuffled that one again?
I have not. So let me give that a quick shuffle.
Pardon the hiccups. We're apparently getting into that part of the night.
And no shit.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's really funny.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
That's really hilarious.
I'm not sure we're gonna have a chance to get all these cards on the camera here, but
no, but we'll make it work. We'll deal with it as it comes.
So since you asked for both, we do a little hybrid here. So you get 3 cards from Dark Shadows and 3 cards from Dragon. And one of the things which we were laughing at is the fact of we have both Justice from Dark Shadows. This one's also actually, you know what? Let me kill this banner here.
Yeah, there you
go. Okay.
There.
We'll put it back later. So we have this one is the Dark Shadows Justice card. This one's the Dragon Justice card. This one over here, the King of Swords, is the same as these two because all 3 represent the sign of Libra. And along with that, we have we have a 4 of Cups, an inverted 10 of Swords, which has shown up earlier tonight.
So I mean,
and an inverted 8 of Cups.
You're very consistent.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
There's an incredible consistency there.
Yes, there is an incredibly. I've never seen that before. That's just like
no, that's a first for me too.
So, what does this mean?
What does it mean?
Because Zin wants an answer.
Don't they all?
Yes. Okay, we're being deliberately overdramatic right now.
That's true.
Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks here. I don't understand. I certainly understand why you're upset / pissed, And it makes perfect sense because you're absolutely right. They want to keep you where you are because you've been a good little doobie and you've been putting up with their crap for a long, long time. And they kind of figured that they can just keep doing it to you because you've allowed it.
Well, yes, because I mean, Zin did point out in their comment that they do things that are not on their pay grade, that are not in their job description. Which Zin, by the way, you should stop that immediately. You should not let them make you do more than you actually receive a paycheck for.
Exactly. Now, I understand things are being practical. So it's not like necessarily that you can just basically do the old country song, take this job and shove it. But you basically need to find a way of changing the game so that they don't basically just run everything, that you actually now have a say in it. I mean, if you work for the city, you probably, I don't know how long you've been there, because I know that a lot of places they still have, pensions, and the fact of, you basically have a lot of places like civil service jobs, you have a job for life. Once you're there, you're there. And that basically the only way that you lose it essentially is for you to either do something illegal or quit for practical purposes.
Well, I mean, my roommate had that fun experience of working at the DMV, and after 4 years, they had not given her any kind of promotions, despite her having applied for more hours. And, after 4 years, pretty convinced she knew how to do the job. So she finally left because a different place offered her full-time and better pay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they were actually sad to see her go on that one, but it was one of those, you had the opportunity.
Right.
You had the opportunity to keep her. 2
water cards, 1, 2, 3, 4 air cards. The idea of air for the thought, the water for the heart. Justice is just that. Now, granted, it's Libra, and guess what? We have just started. We are in the month of Libra.
Now is the month of Libra. No.
No, thank you.
Okay.
So, combination of the fact of Libra, King of the Air, scales of justice and balance, and all that. Also, saying that the time for you to make a move is now.
Oh well, I mean,
while we are still in Libra,
I'll throw Zin's comment up there for good measure. Then.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
I'm so if you're so ready to say goodbye.
Maybe it's,
and if you have the ability to say goodbye.
Yeah, if you have the ability, because essentially you've got one of the busiest swords cards here. And of course, we had this come up earlier tonight. The asymmetrical aspect of what should be a symmetrical design. It is a symmetrical design, but there's the asymmetry here kind of screws things up. It's like, this is far more complicated than it should be. And it shouldn't be this bad. Emotionally, you're over here. 4, change, end of the phase. And then this one, the 8 of Cups, which, by the way, I'm going to flip this over so you actually can see this picture better, is you following your heart. You're the dragon. You are following the stream, the emotions of your heart. This is exactly what you want to do. Because essentially, this is your time. If they, by all means, if there's a way that you can negotiate with your position and basically say, hey, I'm tired of doing this BS. I want to change things. And if they're willing to negotiate and meet some of your needs, then okay, this might have some value. But if it's nothing more than use and abuse, and your boss is one of those old time bosses, like so many of the ones I had when I was in my career, younger wise, was be happy that you have a job. Because that's how I was treated for the longest time.
And that is not the mentality that I have grown up with. The mentality I have is, hey, listen here, Mr. Boss Man, you need me. You hired me for the job because you can't do it. If I leave, you still need this job done. So who really needs who more? Because I can go out and get another job in 5 minutes. I'm over it. So I work for infectious diseases department, but because I have my master's and a lot of people in my department do not, what happens is they use and abuse me because of my... Oh, do not let them take advantage of your master's degree. You worked hard for that and you should be paid accordingly.
Yeah, and if you already have those kinds of specialties, I can think you could find another job really for a lot more money really quickly.
Oh, if they actually tell you to be happy you have a job, and if
Oh,
you are
boy.
actually ready, and again, like if you are actually able and willing to leave, then you should look them dead in the face and you should tell them, be happy you have someone with a master's degree that is willing not to charge you what my degree is worth.
Yeah, Zin, let me tell you a little story of what happened to me. Now, granted, this was about 15 years ago. But I got to the point in my environmental engineering career where I was sick and tired of being told the be happy you have a job mentality. So my company was actually we were a private company. Our stock price was tanking because we were during one of the recession periods or whatever. So we got this corporate edict coming down saying how we were supposed to work extra time, extra hours, and and bill our clients accordingly. But we would see no compensation for it. We basically were supposed to put extra time for the company just because they were having issues. And so I was a mid-level manager, and so I was project manager. So I was called in with all my other people of my same ilk. And we had this meeting with the big office manager, and he basically threw this edict out and said how we were supposed to work extra hours and essentially we would bill our clients, but we wouldn't get paid for it. We would get no compensation at all. I mean, because I thought maybe because sometimes, yeah, in the past I've worked extra hours, you get comp time or whatever. No, this was like, nope, you work extra hours and you get nothing from it. So I had the stones to basically go to my boss and say in the front of the whole room, why would I do that? Because I said, let's say we actually do this and we're successful and the company recovers. Who's going to benefit? It ain't going to be any of us. It's going to be you and your boss and your boss's boss, because you've got stock options and all those corporate things. You will reap the rewards, but we will do the work. So please tell me, what's my incentive? Why should I do this? He looked at me and said, you want to keep your job, don't you? I looked back at him and said, yes, I would. However, I basically bring in most of my own work. So therefore, if I left here, or if you got rid of me, my clients would go with me to my next employer. So you'd lose that business too. Essentially, I called his bluff.
So proud.
He backed down because he basically kind of went, does everybody else feel this way in this room? And all the other managers raised their hands. Because I had been through this nonsense before. I had seen what happened. It's one of the reasons why our economy is so screwed up right now. And the fact of it's like everybody that, the 1% at the top owns 98% of everything now. It's like the time has come to basically change that. Now, granted, my little coup there wasn't much of it all. And of course, it really was just, it wasn't even the hair on a flea, but we're seeing now how your generation and so forth and the younger people, they're basically telling their employers that they're not going to work for crap wages anymore. They would rather not work. Hence, now we have cargo coming in for the big Christmas season. There's no one to unload it. There's no one to drive it. To like Amazon's like going, we have all this shit here and we can't get it to our warehouses because there's no one there to unload the barges, and there's no one to drive it from the barges to our stores.
Or to anybody that ever told anyone in the service industry to ever get a better job because, working at a fast food place or being a waiter, just go get a better job. Well, guess what they done went and did?
They got a better job, exactly.
And now look who's mad. The people that can't get their food.
Oh, darn.
Lily's here.
Hello, Lily, because you're up next.
And
good timing.
And that's what we have for you, Zin, unless you have any questions for us. But we hope that is helpful. Please, 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 if you can, leave and go somewhere that actually values you.
Throw up Michelle's comment, because she has this comment for Zin, because Michelle's absolutely right.
The job market is hot right now. You can get a job anywhere. Appreciated employees stayed. The ones who feel used leave.
Exactly. And from what you obviously have from a collegiate aspect, your master's degree, oh, good grief. It might take a little bit of looking, but I bet you could find a job, a non-city job would double your salary. And I'm not making that up.
I work for the people, not for the company. Every time someone calls me with an infectious disease, it's them calling in, not us trying to get to them. So if it wasn't for me, yeah, okay, yeah. So they'll realize the value of you real quick once you're gone, and it's their own damn fault they didn't realize it beforehand.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But let's get to Lily.
Hello, Lily. You are up. So since you came in late, so the little intro is we're doing 3-card readings. Ask us which deck you would like: Dragon, Magical Sex deck, or Dark Shadows deck. Which one of us you'd like to have be the primary reader, and then a number between 1 to 78. Ask a question or don't. If you want a general reading, just say you want just a general reading.
Also, to anybody that has gotten a reading from us tonight or any other night, any other event we've been at, any other time you've gotten a reading from us, please, if you haven't gone on our Facebook page to leave us a recommendation, please, please, please do so, because it helps keep us relevant amid those horrific algorithm gods. So please, if you would like us to be easier found and, thus be able to grow our audience faster, because we do love when more of you find us, please leave us a review/recommendation on our Facebook page. Thank you so much.
Lily wants you. Well, it actually makes sense because I've actually given Lily a few personal readings, so I think she wants a different perspective. She wants you, Dragon deck, and number 3. So shall I?
Yes,
I will.
Do the thing, man.
I will
with
shuffle.
Hands.
I will do the physical labor. You will do the mental labor.
As usual.
Oh, shut it.
Which one of us is an engineer that couldn't count to 2 before?
Wow. You're really pushing it tonight.
I would just like to say once again that these shots being fired across the bow are not coming from me this week.
Look, we all have our moments.
I'm playing nice. Look at that.
Yeah, actually, you are playing nice.
Not sure why.
Which we completely appreciate. Now, Lily didn't have a question as far as I know, so. But whenever you're ready, flip the cards.
Flippy.
Because we've got here the inverted 3 of Swords, the Ace of Coins, and the 8 of Wands.
Now, what we have here is a failure to communicate.
Did you ever see the movie Cool Hand Luke? Because if you haven't, you really need to see that movie.
I haven't. But hey, that reference is apparently just really deeply ingrained within our pop culture.
It is. Well, whenever you see the movie, you'll understand why that's such an important line.
But anyway, what we have here is a failure to communicate. And what I mean by that is the first card, which is the inverted 3 of Swords. So obviously the artwork for that is a bit self-explanatory. People look at that and they look at it and they go, oh no, heartbreak. And yeah, I'd be talking more about heartbreak if it wasn't inverted, but when it is inverted like that, it's less about heartbreak of like an outside force and more heartbreak from an inside force. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be heartbreak. I just, am using that phrase. But essentially, it's you are either having issues communicating with somebody that you're in a relationship with, and that could be romantic, friendship, family, whatever, but some sort of interpersonal relationship, you're having issues communicating there, or you're having issues communicating internally, because after all, we all do have to communicate with ourselves now, don't we? Moving into the center there, we have
Ace of Coins.
Are you going into the cave or are you coming out of the cave? Because my money right now, if my reading of the having a failure to communicate is correct, then to my way of thinking, this would be more going into the cave to have a rest, to lick your wounds, to do some processing. Now, don't worry, you'll leave the cave again later. Like, the cave is not a thing that you can stay in permanently. If you try to stay in the cave permanently, you're going to have a whole other set of problems. But the point is, for the short term, the cave is not supposed to be a bad thing. There's even a nice little flower in it, So go to your cave for a little bit, process some stuff, and come back out again to see where you are. Moving into the third one, which is the Eight of Wands, and I love when they're chronological like that. So you've gone into your cave, and now you burst forth out of your cave, because that little pillar in back there is like a tower that you're leaving, which is essentially reminiscent of your comfort zone. You are leaving your tower and starting, or in the case of the number of 8, really kind of finishing a journey, but you've made the decision to go on both a journey of your energy and a journey of your emotions. Fire and water, for once working together. Got anything to add to that there, my lord?
Very well put.
Thank you. I do try.
No, I really like this card, and the fact of they say that fire and water don't mix, which is true in some aspects, but this is definitely the following the water of your heart, but with the passion and motivation that you carry as well. So it's like,
yeah, it's very hard to see the waters of your heart if the torches aren't helping to light your way.
Mm-hmm. But this is the whole theme song from Laverne and Shirley, making our dreams come true.
Oh yeah.
And I'll do it our way, yes, our way, making our dreams come true. Okay, I didn't.
Listen, if you're not going to start that out with the schlemiel schmazel thing, then it's not worth doing.
Oh, come on! That's the fragment that's apropos, not the whole damn song.
It's the way it all starts off, Mr. Clairvoyance.
Hey, Perry.
Or audio.
Wow, Perry. That's an excellent time to comment you have made there. Because I've at least come to the end of my portion of Lily's reading, so unless you wanted to add anything, but Lily said up until this point, I have been spot on.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening very carefully and kind of going, yeah. When I do this card, the Ace of Coins, I look at more of the fact of getting the hell out of the cave, and basically, this is what you're supposed to do. And the flowers, the reminder of, it's like get out.
No, I never decide one way or the other whether the dragon is getting the hell out of the cave or going into the cave, because the flower can be it's a nice respite in here, or it's nice out here, isn't it? It can be either way. It's always context dependent for me.
But yeah, this is definitely the key here on this one.
But so final call for Vaughn, because Vaughn, if you're not here, Perry, you're up, and you will be our last reading of the evening. So for those of you that were on our waiting room that did not get a chance to be read by us tonight, like I said, you can totally put your name down for next month, or you can just hang on, I got it.
Okay.
I get it. Or you can just take your chances and perhaps find us in person. So, Vaughn, if you are not here, then it's going to be Perry. And oh, good, Jen. You're talking specifically to Matt, are you? We have another troll. Hey, Jen, nobody likes trolls. You come in here to steal our customers? What are you, just that lazy, or are you that not actually good at what you do?
Matt Ailing, hello, dear. Add me up for your accurate reading. Add me up now. What the heck?
Goodbye, Jen.
No, I got this. We're about to have some fun with Jen.
You can go have fun with Jen in... You can go have fun with Jen in Jen's,
like hello, dear.
Add
me up now for your accurate read. Do these people don't even realize what English is? Grammar. It's just
for most of these people are like scammers, so English isn't their first language. So no, that's not the problem I have with them. The problem I have with them is like, yo, get your own customers.
All right. So Vaughn is not responding. So
yes.
So Perry, it is up to you.
So yes, Perry, if you could give us who you would like to have do the reading, which deck you would like, and a number between 1 and 78, and whether or not you have a specific question you are looking to have us answer for you, or not.
Or not. And now we wait.
We deal with the time delay.
Kevin, you're back. I thought you had left.
He went to the pharmacy.
Obviously, he's back with that, and we're still on the air. He got his chores done. And we're still on the air.
What does that say about us?
Were we on the air too long?
Here's Perry now. 24. Will I hear from immigration soon / employment? Let's go Dragon.
Yeah, on that one.
Yeah.
Will I hear from immigration soon or employment or both?
Okay.
Interesting. All right.
Let's have a look.
24 was the number, right?
24 is the number.
All righty.
I love how the troll liked my comment that I was dealing with a troll. There's a certain amount of irony there.
Wait, the troll liked the comment you were what?
The troll clearly didn't understand that they were the troll in question.
Michelle said I've been quiet tonight, and so I said I was dealing with a troll and reading some stuff online. So she liked my comment, and then our new troll, Jen Matthews, also liked the comment that I was dealing with a troll. Obviously missing the point and the irony in her liking that comment, since she herself is also a troll and has not responded to my messages on Facebook that I've sent her after she so kindly invited me to get a reading from her.
To hit her up.
Right. Like, how good could she possibly be?
Well, anywho, let's make a better impression on Perry, shall we?
Oh, God.
Sorry, Perry. I did not mean to take away from your time, but I just had to make a point there.
Well, I'll let you kick this one off, Dad, since I did Lily's.
All right, so we have the Hermit number 9, the 8 of Swords, and the 10 of Swords. No inversions. We have 8, 9, 10, but a little bit out of order. 2 for air, and then once again Virgo comes up. The Hermit says, like, okay, Earth and air. So things are a little out of order. I mean, he asked the question of whether or not he'd be hearing from immigration or about his employment soon. That's a no.
Not soon, anyway.
Not soon, anyway. And the fact of, and normally, by the way, I'm not so bloody blunt as but you did kind of ask kind of a yes no.
I mean, also, soon is an incredibly relative term.
It is, and the fact of because what we have here is we have the Hermit Dragon, the one who is basically isolating himself, waiting to basically, mostly recharge, but before he goes back to town. We have the 8 of Swords dragon, where here you have the metaphorical door frame of moving on to the next portion of your life. But the dragon just kind of hovers there because he's wearing a blindfold. We can't see where the heck he's going. And then this one, the 10 of Swords, the overcomplicated one where, hey, the door frame's right there, but no, the dragon has his head lopped over.
Good night, Michelle.
Good night, John Boy. Michelle. So yeah, in the fact of this, it's complicating things.
You're trying really hard to get over that doorway.
Yeah, it's like I sense frustration, and it's almost but it's almost like there's something.
I can't imagine that this process isn't.
Oh God, yeah,
frustrating.
That
was a fun double negative.
Well, but I know what you meant there. The fact of these type of processes are nonsense, and therefore it's like, and you're just waiting and waiting because
immigration can take decades.
Yeah, well, they have no time frame on their point of it. They don't care how long it takes. They basically you're kind of stuck in a holding pattern, and you have no control over it. So the frustration factor is incredible.
Oh, I understand.
But there also seems to be the point of, is there something that you're missing? The blindfold dragon bothers me in the fact that, was there something that you needed to do but it didn't get done?
Or did somebody not inform you of something that needed to be done?
That's probably more accurate, because Lord knows you've seen that process before.
That happened to me in my disability case, which is different from immigration, but has a lot of the same bureaucratic bullshit.
Yeah, so like, how come you didn't do this?
because you never sent it to
Didn't
me.
know I was supposed to. How the hell am I supposed to know this garbage?
Well, my favorite is, how come you didn't send us this paperwork? Because you didn't send me that paperwork. I can't send you paperwork I don't have.
Right. And so what was their response? Oh.
Essentially, yeah.
Government bureaucracy. So it's like this unfortunately is a process which it's just like, yeah, it's going to drag out. And I would say, especially from this specific one here, make sure that you know that that you've done everything you possibly can. And that way, that literally they're not going to come back to you and kind of go, hey, how come you didn't do this?
I fully agree with that.
Let me try another one here real quick, because we've done 4 cards for a few. Let's see if we get some different one here. The levers, inverted levers. But
hey, I feel like I just spoke about the inverted levers.
Well, go ahead and speak about it again. Struggle
in interpersonal relationships, which can also, mean bureaucratic bullshit.
Also, Gemini. I don't know if it refers to the sign of Gemini too, but it does. All we can say is just kind of like keep your wits about you and just kind of like
prayer is good, Perry. I saw your comment about the prayers. Prayer is good.
Yes.
But also I do believe that Dad is right, that follow up just to make sure that you've done everything you can on your end is also right where you want to be.
Alrighty. Well, thank you. And that concludes that concludes the program for this evening.
And just think, now that it's officially spooky season, the next time that you see us, it will be spooky month. And we perhaps we'll continue with the tradition we established last year of dressing for the occasion for our October stream.
And speaking of that, Allison has the question: will your readings in Salem be by appointment or walk-in? You can do either or. I'm there.
Same for the Connecticut Renaissance Fair.
Yes, I'm going to be there in the Omen store all day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of every weekend, except for the very, very first Sunday of October. This coming next Sunday, because I'll be in Connecticut Ren Fair that one day. But
yes, this is the last weekend of September.
Right. I'm getting my time messed up. But yeah, other than that, I will be in Salem. But yeah, a lot of people schedule us readers out in advance because the place can get rather busy, but we do accept walk-ins. Of course, with walk-ins, if you're looking,
you get what you get.
You get what you get. And of course, if you're looking for a specific person, say me, I really would recommend a book a time slot in advance.
An appointment with him for Salem is much easier because he's quite the draw these days. He's such a draw. They put him in the window now so that people can see him as they walk by. So clearly they know what they're about.
I got promoted.
You got promoted.
They use me as eye candy.
You're eye candy now. Yeah. They used to hide him in the back, but now.
Thanks.
It's the top hat.
It's the top hat?
I mean, you tend to wear one of your hats when you go there. So.
Oh, I've been known sometimes as the guy in the hat because the thing is, I'm either wearing I do the Irish gentleman look. I'm wearing my Irish cap, Irish farm cap, or I'm wearing my top hat from my Victorian outfit or steampunk, or I'm wearing my pirate hat.
We will send you a message, Allison. Oh yes, Tawny.
Oh, put Tawny's come up there.
How much is the psychic in the window? Well, Kevin and Tawny actually did it at exactly the same time.
Oh God, really? That's frightening. You people think too much alike.
You guys are great.
You scare me.
Which is why I keep y'all around. And on that note, Perry was our last reading for the evening. Those of you that have already signed up with Matt for next month, I have your names.
I'm doing the readings?
I have your names.
You said sign up with Matt. So
Well, no, they
doing
signed up with him over the course of the night. That's how I got the names.
Oh, okay.
He was paying attention.
I think they want him to do the readings next time, though. Do we want him doing the readings? That was such a rather interesting April Fool's event we did.
It sure was. And based on the opinions of everybody that enjoyed it, we will probably do it again. Just not sure when.
Yes.
But until next time, merry
Merry
meet, and
merry
part,
and merry meet again.